I don't know who need to hear this, but girl, it's your season. What are you doing? If not you, then who? Girl, get out your head. It is your time to shine, baby. Take what's yours. You out there acting weak in the knees. Let's go.
Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. And today I am back with another video. We're going to be talking about going no contact or letting go of somebody that you still love, letting go of somebody that you're still in a relationship with. And I'm just going to give you a few tips and a few pointers on things that I know, things that I've learned from experience first, research, and, talking to other people and just getting more information about, the steps that I would need to take starting no contact or, just even thinking about no contact. Anybody who's anybody knows that no contact is hard. Like it's one of the hardest things you can do. It is very hard. It's very hard to stop talking to somebody that you love and care about deeply. It's very hard to stop talking to somebody that you are trauma bonded to. It's very hard to stop talking to somebody that you have a deep connection relationship with. We're going to talk about a few pointers and a few things that you can do to help you start no contact or even help you start to think about going no contact. The first thing, and sometimes when you go no contact, for myself, and I'm sure a lot of other people as well, I tend to go over a lot of these things first. Like you start to emotionally detach before you actually physically detach from the person. You start to kind of play out these things in your head. So just like any other relationship, it could even be a relationship with a parent, a friend, a teacher, a coworker, it doesn't matter. If you want to make a plan, because especially one where you're connected so heavily to somebody, especially through a trauma bond, you want to make a plan so that you're able to cope with going no contact. So, number one, you want to establish boundaries. So even if you're just establishing your own boundaries within yourself, you still want to establish boundaries. What are your boundaries? What do you not want to happen? What does no contact look like for you? What does no contact look like for the people around you? Like, what are the boundaries for the people around you? So one of my no contact boundaries is out of sight, out of mind. So I have to completely block you, completely erase everything, because out of sight, out of mind. I don't want to see your social media. I don't want to see you text me. I don't want to look at pictures. And it does take time. So don't always just jump in and delete all your pictures, delete all your messages, because no contact is a process. It takes time. I know a lot of people say when you go no contact, you just want to kind of cold turkey everything, but it's not that easy. It's not that easy, because you will re-traumatize yourself. Like, maybe not re-traumatize yourself, but you will put yourself in a state of where you'll be yearning so much for that person, you'll actually go back. You'll reverse Hoover yourself, or you'll, end up back in the same situation, maybe with another person that's just as toxic. So you want to establish those boundaries. I tend to block social media, block phones. Sometimes I even have to deactivate my page so that I can, not go and be checking on their page, or so that I can cope with, just the daily effects of just not being able to see that person. They can't come to your house. They can't call you. This is no contact. But no contact, I truly believe no contact for everybody is different. Everybody's no contact is different. My no contact may not look like yours, because today I may not be talking to them. I may have them blocked on the phone, but social media may not be blocked. No, a lot of people say that's not no contact, but you do what, like, you take the steps that works for you. Okay, I was really interrupted. But we're going to establish those boundaries. That's going to help us just start to realize what we do want and what we do not want. And then even if it's just one boundary, you start with that one boundary. Number two, you are going to try to identify and eliminate your triggers. And it can be very hard in the beginning. Like, saying these things can seem so overwhelming, because for somebody who's very much so just now learning about abuse, and just now learning about mental health, and just now learning about toxic people, establishing boundaries and then identifying triggers are like, girl, like, I don't know. I just know when he yell, I'm mad. When she yell, I'm mad. When my mama yell, I'm mad. Like you just know those triggers. A lot of people identify triggers with being angry, but sometimes a trigger can be, something that makes you sad, something that makes you anxious. So you want to, just start to observe yourself, even if you're still in the relationship, in the situation, in the environment. Observe, start to identify. Take today and stop and realize, okay, tomorrow I'm going to use this day to identify the things that are upsetting me, the things that are getting me riled up. When your body has anxiety, when you can feel it worked up, when you're angry, when you're sad, start with 3 things: anxious, sad, angry. Go throughout the day around those people and identify those moments. Oh, I'm feeling anxious. Oh, I'm feeling angry. But instead of reacting, try to self-reflect inside of yourself and try to realize, okay, I'm feeling angry. I'm feeling anxious. What happened before that? What just happened? What did they just say? Over time, because everything takes time. Over time, you will start to realize, oh, when he do that, when she do that, when they do that, it makes me feel this way. When this happened, it makes me feel this way. So after a while, you start identifying certain triggers. And in the midst of identifying those triggers, you are preparing yourself to be able to avoid them. So by identifying our triggers, we can try to eliminate and avoid those triggers. Number 3. So you want to communicate your intentions. Now, this may take time because I know for a lot of people, you don't want to tell them, oh, I'm thinking about not talking to you no more. Oh, I'm thinking about going no contact. Because, I mean, come on, any regular human being, any normal person who has someone come up to them that they're in a relationship with, that they're, friends with, family members, coworkers, whatever, supervisors, whatever. If you come up and say, I'm thinking about never talking to you ever again, I'm thinking about completely cutting you off and going no contact, cold turkey. It's like, okay. Most people that are toxic will try to beat you to the punch. Most people that are toxic will try to hurt you. They will try to make the process harder. They will try to sabotage in some type of way to get a reaction out of you, to cause you harm on the way out. Or they will try to discard you before you're able to leave. So keep your information to yourself. Keep it in your head. Write it down. Talk to a therapist. Talk to friends. Talk to family. Do not talk to that person. Do not tell that person, I'm thinking about going no contact, because that is going to cause more damage. Process these things on your own. Process these things with family and friends and people that you trust emotionally so that you're able to create your plan without someone trying to sabotage you or hurt you or gaslight you or, reel you back in. Anything. You want to be able to do this secretively away from that toxic person, pretty much. If you are on that level where you want to communicate the intentions of no contact, then you go ahead and do that. I'm stating for the people who are not necessarily ready to go no contact, you want to kind of keep those to yourself because it can backfire on you if you're not ready. But if you are ready, then you want to go ahead and clearly state your intentions. You want to clearly let them know what you're thinking about, what you plan on doing, what is your plan, if possible. Step 4, and this kind of falls into what I was stating when you're communicating with them and knowing what and what not to say to them. You want to seek support. You're going to need support. And I'm the one person, I'm just like, oh, I don't want to talk to nobody. Like, I don't feel like talking. But you need support. You're going to need support. You need friends, family, mama, sister, brother, auntie, cousin, grandma. You need somebody, therapist. You need a psychiatrist. You're going to need help. You're going to need help. And the hard thing about this, guys, the hard thing about going through toxic relationships, toxic situationships, toxic environments, it's hard to find a lot of people that understands on a really deep level. So reaching out to people, especially people who are not familiar with mental health and people who are not familiar with toxicity or toxic people or attachment styles or anything to do with the mental health side. People will re-traumatize you. You will re-traumatize yourself talking to certain people. People will not validate you sometimes, and sometimes it's not intentional. It is sometimes unintentional. They just don't know. It is the lack of knowledge, ignorance, that causes people to say the things that they say. Why did you stay? Why won't you leave? Why do you keep going back? He's doing this, she's doing this, can't you see? So, I feel like most people will reach out to people that are going to re-traumatize them, because in the midst of coming out of a situation, going no contact, you need help. You want to reach out. So you're going to reach out to your friends, your family members that you think you can trust, that you feel safe with. And only to realize some of those people are not very intelligent when it comes to emotional abuse or emotional maturity or mental health. So you're going to have to reach outside the box. You're going to have to go to therapy. You're going to have to go to groups. You're going to have to reach out to people you may not have had as a friend before, but you can meet them and share experiences, and you may find friends in the same community as far as sharing the same experiences you are. But you do want to find people that will support you and will help you. And the ultimate, the man upstairs, he's most definitely going to support you. Most definitely going to support you spiritually and mentally. Always pray and ask God to give you understanding. Always pray and ask God to give you guidance for the things that are taken from us in our lives. God will bring back tenfold, and that is written. Step 5, you want to focus on yourself. And that is so hard, but you really want to focus on yourself. And it takes time. It takes time and patience, because you ruminate about the situation. You ruminate about the person. So you actually have to sit and tell yourself, I'm not going to focus on this person and what they're doing and who they're with and what they're doing with who they're with. I'm going to choose this time to redirect what I'm thinking about to myself. I'm going to think about myself right now, because I need that. I've given enough. I've paid enough attention to other people. I've put all of my energy in this relationship. It is time to focus on me. And this comes into doing what I'm doing, going no contact, setting my boundaries, establishing support systems, communicating my intentions, and learning my triggers. So now I'm worried about me. I'm thinking about me and what I need right now. And it sounds so selfish, but it's time to be selfish right now. It's time to be selfish right now, because I need to understand myself. What do I need right now? How can I meet my needs emotionally without looking for it outside, without looking for validation outside of myself? What things can I do for myself to meet myself where I'm at? Boom. So, number 6, you are going to set goals. And I am the worst goal setter. Like, I'm the worst goal setter, because I have this thing, and I'm working on it, where I tend to think too big, and I tend to think too far in the future. When setting goals, you have to learn that there are long-term goals and there are short-term goals. And I tend to just see a long-term goal and just be like, girl, that's going to take too long. It's going to take too long. I don't like saving. I don't like planning trips. I don't like saving for trips. I don't like doing none of that, because I just feel like, what? 6 months, a year is so far from here. You mean to tell me I have to be so super excited now only to do it a year later? And okay. But yes, you do have to try to set a goal for yourself. For me, going no contact, when I went no contact, the one thing that I've grown to like, I'm getting back into it. I never thought in my life that I would like it, because what? Working out. And it sounds so cliche, but working out has been the one thing that keeps me sane. I struggle with anxiety, depression, and bipolar. And in the midst of having those emotions and not being medicated at the moment, working out has been something to help me to relieve a lot of the stress, anger, and just built up emotions that I have inside. Working out saved me a lot, guys. Seriously, you'd be surprised. So find you a hobby. I can't say what your hobby would be. I just know mine is working out. And for me to be a juicy girl, I don't like working out, but it helps me mentally. It helps me to exert energy when I was angry in a more healthier way. And then it even made me feel even more better because I was exerting this energy. I'm mad as hell, but in the end, like, I'm gonna look good. Like, I'm gonna look good. I'm benefiting. So it's like, it boosts your confidence. It just boosts the human morale altogether because you feel good because you're accomplishing two things at once. You're relieving stress in a healthy way, and then you're also taking care of your body, self-care. You're going to establish new routines. And this was something I had to realize. I had to realize that I had filled my day up so much with that person, with the toxic chaos, with the arguing, with the fighting, all of that. I had filled so much of my day that I didn't realize when I stopped talking to them and I cut them out, my whole entire day was just empty. Like, there was nothing there. There was just quietness. There was no chaos. It was just complete boringness. And what felt like boringness, it really was peace. It was peace. I had peace, but I didn't understand peace because I was addicted to chaos. So I had to learn how to establish new routines. I had to figure out, okay, when I wake up in the morning, instead of doing this, I'm going to do this. Instead of on lunch, me and him or her or them used to do this, I'm going to start doing this. And at nighttime before I go to bed, instead of doing this, I'm going to start doing this. And at first, it feels like, oh, you don't want to do it. You're kind of aggravated, sad because you miss them. But over time, you'll get used to it. You'll start to like it. It'll become you again. You'll start to feel like yourself again. You'll start to center yourself in the things that you like, establishing your own routine. And then you no longer associate things throughout the day with them. So like, you'll wake up and you'll realize you have a routine that you do. You have a routine that you do. You no longer do the routine that y'all used to do. So you're not triggered. You're not triggered to think about them. Oh, we used to wake up and I used to go lay next to him, or we used to wake up and we used to go on a walk, or we used to go to eat breakfast. Well, you're not doing that anymore. So now when you wake up, you're not sitting up thinking, oh, we used to do that. No, when you wake up, you're like thinking, oh, dang, I need to get up because I need to go do this. Oh, I need to work out right now. Oh, I need to go ahead and fix this right now. Because that's the new routine that you have established for yourself. So rumination will fade when you start to establish a new routine. Number 8. I think this kind of falls into establishing a new routine and focusing on yourself, but you want to stay busy. And that's kind of a double-ended sword, because you don't want to be too busy to the point where you're not healing. You're not working on yourself. You're not taking the time to grow and work through those emotions and work through the things that you have been through. You let yourself cry. You let yourself sulk. You let yourself sit in the bed. You don't want to take a shower. You don't want to get out the bed. You don't want to eat. You don't want to clean. Don't do it. Do that. Let yourself do that to the point where you get annoyed with doing that. You will get tired of yourself for not living. You will be tired of not doing for yourself. You'll be tired of not taking care of yourself. So after a while, you'll come up out of it. You'll come up out of it. You will, because you'll get fed up. You'll get fed up. And for the people who don't get fed up and they stay in that, then you still keep pushing. Keep pushing. Get some real outside help. Let's identify what's really going on and then not sit and dwell on those ruminating thoughts, because our brain is lying to us. In these stages, our brain is lying to us. We really have to sift through the lies, because your brain will sit up and tell you, I'm worthless. They left me for somebody else that's better. They're going to be happy. I'm just going to be sad for the rest of my life. I'm never going to find anybody. Yeah, that's what your brain going to tell you. And you have to fight. You're going to have to get up. You're going to have to fight to get yourself out of that. So we're going to stay busy. We're going to find hobbies, go out with friends. You're going to find things to do. Fill your day with things to do. Spend time with your kids. Go to the store, pick a project, paint, read, watch a movie, watch a series, watch YouTube, watch these videos. Go out, have fun, but just keep yourself busy. So when you look up at the end of the night, you say, man, it's been all day and I haven't cried. it's been all day and I haven't thought about that person. Or it's been all day and I've only thought about this person like 1-2 times today. It will happen. At first, it will be so more frequent. You're going to think about them. And as time go by and you keep doing those steps, you keep forcing yourself because you're not going to want to do it. No, you're not going to want to do it. You're going to want to sit in the bed, sulk, and cry. It's going to take for you to pick up your big girl drawers, put them on, your big boy drawers, put them on, and you're going to have to actively get up and do these things. You're going to have to force yourself. You're going to have to get out of bed. And you're going to have to make yourself want to feel better. We want to be better. We want to be better. We don't want to give up. We can't give up. It ain't no choice. Okay. 9, you want to journal your feelings. Everybody's journaling is different. I used to love to journal and write in a journal, but my anxiety is always on like 10. So writing just got a little too slow for me. So I started to vlog. I started to create a video diary. Even if I deleted the video, sometimes I would just create the diary. I would just create the video because I needed to talk. And sometimes I didn't have nobody to talk to. And sometimes I needed to get these thoughts out of my head. So journal, make videos, write stuff down on plates and break them. Do whatever you have to do to get that stuff out your head. Get it out of your head. My mama used to always tell me, you need to get that stuff out your head. Write it down. Write it down. Even if you have to stop, write it down on a napkin, ball it up, throw it in the trash. Journal your feelings so that you can track your feelings. Journal your growth so that you can go back and read. I have journals from when I was 10 years old that I go back and read, literally journals throughout the years, not just 10, throughout the years that I go back and read, journals from last year and the year before that I go back and read and I cry. And I'm so grateful and I thank God because I've come so far and I've come to where I am now. And in the midst of sometimes in life, you can kind of feel like you can't really see where you've come from. You kind of feel like, you know, life is not going up. You're not progressing. But when you got something to look back on, you'll see how much you're progressing. And number 10, we want to reflect on the lesson that we are learning. We want to grow and reflect on what we've learned. We don't want to be bitter. We don't want to harbor the anger. We don't want to harbor the hurt. And we don't want to harbor resentment. We want to take all of the trauma and pain and we want to release it back out. We want to feel it and we want to release it back out because you don't want to continue your life every single year going through things and just holding on to all of that. Like just holding on to all of that hurt, trauma, and pain. It will corrupt you as a person. It will corrupt your spirit. It will corrupt your personality. You will not be a person that anybody wants to be around. When we are built to go through things. We have emotions. Emotions are what they say fluid. They flow through us. You are supposed to feel them and let them go. You're supposed to feel them and release. You're never supposed to hold on to them because holding on to emotions, just think of it as an artery. And if you block that artery and stuff is steady coming through, eventually it's just going to build up to the point where it explodes. And when it explodes, that's you exploding. You don't want to explode. You don't want to hit a psychotic break. You don't want to get to the point where you want to commit suicide. You don't want to get to the point where you end up in the mental hospital. You don't want to get to the point where you corrupt the beautiful person that's inside, the beautiful loving spirit that God put inside you, the beautiful angel that you are inside, that beautiful innocence that we all have inside of us still. No matter the bad we do, no matter what, we all have a sense of innocence inside of us and purity that we can hold on to, but we have to learn how to grow, forgive, let go, and process these emotions. Once we do that, we are able to move forward. And I really hope you guys really like my video. Those are 10 things that I do to try to prepare myself for no contact and actually start to get through no contact. And I really hope you guys try those things, write them down, implement them in your life because they have helped me tremendously. They have genuinely helped me so much, for real. So I love you guys and I'll see you on my next video. Do your homework, sis. Start no contact.